And welcome to Weekly Profit Talk. Each week, a Wednesday at 8:30 Mountain Time. That is 7:30 on the West Coast, 10:30 on the East Coast. We pop on and we talk a little bit about what contributes to the bottom line of medical practices. And this week's topic is strategic clinical staff recruitment. One of the most important things that you can do, of course, is put together a staff that inspires five-star confidence in your patients and ensures the future health and growth of your practice. And nothing could be more important than the people that are basically your human capital. So I thought I'd just talk about that for a few minutes. There may be quite a few things here that you are already very aware of or can figure out through common sense. But if I can help by even suggesting one small thing that you haven't thought of, then I'll feel much better about being helpful. So with that, let me go ahead. I'm going to pop a little. This is live. If you have questions, especially questions though, we are streaming live at YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And if you pop a comment into any one of those media, I'll see it, and I will actually engage live with any questions that there might be. So let's begin. This is just going to be a simple few minutes. The main thing is um, everything in business is a balance. You want to service that you can, but on the other side, you also want to be they have some money left over after all of your expenses. So if in an ideal world, you'd be able to basically have a unicorn budget and have the best doctors in the universe on your staff, but you've got to weigh that against how much you can afford to pay out in payroll or other incentives. And um, one of the things that you can do is to continue to mentor people as they are coming through the educational system, um, by reaching out to and being aware of who are currently in medical schools as well as advanced training programs. And internship programs are there not only as a possible recruitment source, but also keep in mind that you can, um, just like a major hospital, create your own internship programs of anywhere from 4 to 8 months and bring people in and basically nurture their talent and their knowledge. So um, let's go ahead to next. Another thing you can do is the people that you already have probably know people. If you do something to reward networking efforts, um, or otherwise incentivize the people that are already working for you to let you know who's out there, that could certainly be very valuable. Competitive compensation. Now, this is important. We were just talking about that. There's a yin yang balance here. Do you have the money to hire the perfect people that you want? The answer lies deep within your books, and it's a touch on that is conclusions. It is very important while the game is going on, as it will score, and not at the end of the month, a couple weeks after the previous month. If you're able to micro forecast, for example, on staff, if you have the tools or have hired the people with the tools that can tell you whether or not that is going to be a good investment in your short and midterm future, then of course you're making educated and decisions based on actual facts and not hallelujah praying. So with that, um, another thing you can do, this is an era, and especially after the pandemic, where it's become very clear that being able to provide flexible scheduling for people. There are, for example, young mothers with small children that can't work, a typical 8 hour business hour type days. I mean to say, and if you are able to provide a environment where you are um, finding people with exceptional talent that would otherwise be uh, passed over by people with a more traditional scheduling needs, then you've got a strong ace up your sleeve there. Another thing, social media. This is a day and age where professional businesses are on LinkedIn in particular. There's a very good chance if you're watching this and you're in our network that you found us on LinkedIn. Facebook is also important, particularly if you can uh, use the tool to unfollow the people that are otherwise littering your feed. There's a lot of stuff out there, and the social media outlets become unpopular simply because of all the garbage, quote unquote, information available. But there are also unfollow tools, and you can actually. I've been working on nurturing my feed for years, and I actually see things that are socially acceptable and, in fact, even higher minded and inspiring. So it's possible to do. But the thing is, if you have a presence on social media, people find you that way. Also, you're going to come up in searches more easily. People type your name or Bing, whatever. Presence, that's another outlet for you to pop up on. So, um, as if you're able to streamline some of your financial things, medical billing is always going to be a deal. Okay. So we know to file a proper claim, you're going to have an ICD-9 code and a CPT code. And people that actually specialize in putting those billings together and shooting those ACH claims through the clearinghouse to the people that pay. Moreover, nation of benefits can be your biggest nightmare. You may have two, three, or even four people, including patient responsibility, um, having some portion of your bill's responsibility before it finally gets paid in full. Assuming, if in fact it does, bills are quite often lowered by UCR, usual, customary, and reasonable. Uh, some may think usual, customary, and unreasonable, and that's something that was a topic a couple of weeks ago. So, but the main thing is this: if you've got good, competent billing, you are a clinician, and your chief job is to enhance the patient experience, to be a healer and a caregiver, and provide for people's health. Nobody expects you to be a business genius, so if you've got somebody doing outsourced billing as well as your accounting and business advisory, and this is where firms like my own come in, but this isn't a commercial, though certainly if you do want to have a conversation about how we do help people to maximize their wealth and minimize their tax, we're here for you and we would like to hear from you. All you have to do is pop in any one of those three media or any other way. In fact, I'll give you an email address, eric@owingsllc.com. Real simple. Shoot us a line and let us know if there's some way that we can be a help. Main thing is when you're in the middle of the game, if you don't know the entire score, you don't know what the play to call. And it's very important and critical that you do, because it's not just a matter of do the work, but pay the bills, and accept the money that after all expenses. It's to actually grow it. And part of growing it, of course, is enabling your everybody plays a great part, and of course, your efforts toward doing that. If anything with you, I'm grateful for that. So, with that, I'd like to wrap up. I don't see that we have any questions, and I'd like to keep these kind of around 10 minutes. So, with that, we do hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, a great rest of the weekend. If you have a chance, do something randomly kind for a stranger, and we will see you next Wednesday at 8:30 Mountain Time. That is 10:30 on the East Coast, 9:30 here, where we're visiting in Birmingham, Alabama. So we do this every single week, and that will actually be, if I'm not mistaken, the first day of a month too. Let me double check that. We'll see you next Wednesday, May 1st. So until then.